An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. He'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down. Back to throw here. Airing it out, looking for Ridley. Touchdown, Falcons. Calvin Ridley, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Falcons use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Boy, just zero hesitation from the rookie passer there, partner. He is coming out firing in this opening quarter.
And all the talk leading into this game was that pass rush, talking about challenging this guy, getting into his grill, getting into his space. And how about him? Might be his first year in the NFL, but I don't see any fear in him at all. How about that big-time throw right out of the gate?
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Tavon Austin now from the end zone. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. On 2nd down, it's Walker. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. It's a 7-yard gain that gets him back to the original line of scrimmage. 3rd and 10.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Shotgun snap to Lock. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them. And they took advantage of it there, got a nice interception, and set up their offense in great shape.
And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
I'm wondering if the same thing went through your mind as mine. When I see a big man like that make a catch, all I keep thinking to myself is, big man with football. Look out, everyone. He may not juke you a whole lot, right? He may not run past you because of his size. You're talking about a guy weighing in the 270 range. But, boy, once he gets his mitts on the ball, he's going to be tough to bring down.
2nd and 6. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
Koo knocks this one through the post, and that will extend their lead even further. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
Austin elects to bring this out of the end zone. And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down right around the 15. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result. Negative yardage. Block off a play action. Looking deep downfield. He's got him in. Complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. The defense, they weren't fooled on that post route. They just couldn't make the play.
And the offense definitely tried to fool them because you saw the other route combinations, didn't you? Anything that they were running trying to draw attention away from the deep part of the field.
Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
Block now to throw. Setting up the screen here. This is Walker. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. All told, it's a loss of 8 on the play. And it's going to be 3rd down and forever.
Oh, we're always talking about the athleticism we see from these guys on the field. How about the intelligence as well? He recognized that there was a screen pass on that one, broke off his pass rush, and got back to tackle the running back. That's great scouting and great reaction.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
It'll be a 44-yard punt, 6 on the return. And it will be Falcon football. At their own 21-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They're looking sharp, out early to a 10-zip lead and looking for more as they've got it 1st and 10. Now Patterson to start the drive. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets them back now for 2nd down.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
2nd and 14. Oh, and it's intercepted. He was trying to get it to Wrigley. Tariq Woolen picks it. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. That's not one that he's going to want to remember, but he had to get it out of the way at some point, his first career interception.
And if he's the guy that they think he is, he's not laughing it off, but he's also not going to let it affect him as the game proceeds. He's going to go back out there, still be the same confident kid. The reason that they drafted him.
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Ken Walker with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Seahawks have cut it back within a score. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that'll cut it to 3 and 10-7. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. Bird to return from his end zone. And he's going to be out of bounds here as the run back will leave him shy of the 20-yard line.
The Falcons take over first down at their own 18-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line.
And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
1st and 10, it's Patterson.
Room here to run. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30.
34 yards to gain that time, another first down.
Boy, the offensive line there, that was a thing of beauty to watch them block.
I love how you give a little appreciation for those big guys up front, and well-deserved. But how about the execution behind them? You can see the hours of practice that have gone into it. Great pocket by the running back. Quarterback puts it right in the perfect spot. Great mesh point by them. The timing on point. The run even better. Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Jamal Adams. And the Seahawks are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. So that now back-to-back drive CD that have ended with an interception.
Now, I don't know about you, but I'd call my quarterback over, put an arm around him, and say, hey, take a look at the scoreboard. We're playing with a lead. Let's be smarter about what we're doing out there.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
Well, the football changing hands here, and as this offense takes the field, Charles, they'd be fine with more of the same on this upcoming drive. Last time out, they found the end zone for 6.
And they're certainly hoping for more of the same, but the game plan, I doubt it'll just be a carbon copy of the last drive because I think this offense is ready to break out some new wrinkles and try some new things that might be hidden in their playbook. They want to use that confidence to its advantage while also keeping the defense from anticipating what's up next. That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. The offense on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 5. Here's Locke to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. It's a 45-yard punt, but a decent return there of 9 yards. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points. But then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
On 2nd down, a run with Patterson.
And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
They'll look to throw here on first down. And he'll complete this one to Patterson. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Well, this is intercepted. They get Ritter for the 3rd time.
Picked off by Sidney Jones.
And the Seahawks are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line.
So his struggle is just continuing here in the first half, throwing the football. Charles, now 3 interceptions.
And they don't feel like they're just great plays by the defense. There's a sense that maybe he's a little careless with the football now. So some of the great coaches in the past, you know, they've always said, I can't teach you, obviously, because you're not listening. So maybe the bench can teach you. He's got to be careful now. He might get pulled.
It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown.
Well, this is exactly where I expect teams to take a shot. Right after a turnover, you count on the defense being a little bit jumbled coming out on the field, maybe catch them back on their heels, and that's exactly what they did there. They threw it downfield and really created a big play.
Well, you said jumbled. They were the definition of jumbled defensively. One play and into the end zone. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Bird to return from his end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw.
Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end.
A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
An interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
And he's going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to convert, albeit not by much, on 3rd and a yard.
They brought in a heavy set on 3rd down, and that usually means running play, but we have seen them throw out of that formation. And sure enough, they snuck the tight end out on that one, wound up hitting him for a first down.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Tariq Woolen picks it.
And they will finally put it into the return, but not until he takes it back all the way inside the 10-yard line. So now it's 2 straight drives again with an interception.
And the first time, the first interception, they ended up getting 6 points out of it and taking the lead. Now they have an opportunity to increase that lead after their 2nd pick on 2 drives.
After the turnover, here's Locke. Touchdown, Seahawks.
Kenneth Walker
with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game.
And the Seahawks will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
Myers connects on the PAT, and that makes it a 21-10 game. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock.
Bird to return from his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
their own 19-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
But now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for third.
The plan was clearly to challenge them by sending a blitz on second down, but even the extra guys couldn't catch him in the backfield, though. He didn't scramble for it first, but he does get the last laugh.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Brian Poole. And the Seahawks will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. So that now 2 consecutive drives that have ended in interceptions. You wonder if he's trying to do a little too much out there.
Oh, I like where you're going with that maybe he's pressing it a little bit, trying to be too fine with his throws, or maybe overestimating his arm. It could be a combination of all of those things. In any event, he's got to get it figured out and in a hurry.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit, even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
He's going to try and go deep again. And Luck throws another one. It's intercepted. And the Falcons are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. Well, Charles, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy. My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Going for the deep ball. And now here's another interception. Tariq Woolen picks it, and the Seahawks are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. Well, this is just crazy. He's got 3 interceptions, Charles, and we haven't even departed the first half of this ballgame.
I think if you're looking at the stats right now, you're saying, all right, who's the leading receiver? Well, can you flip it around and say that maybe he is and could be for the game the way that things are going right now? I think if it's him, he wants to be on the field at all times.
And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. It'll be Falcons football, and they trail here as we get back underway on EA Sports. Bird to return from his end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
60 yards rushing for him now to this point. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, it makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
A second down pass play there,
certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. They'll set up a throw.
Oh, he's got his tight end pitch complete.
And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. That one goes for 36 yards. So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10.
Straight ahead, Patterson.
And able to surge forward for about 5 yards down to the 10.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there that keeps them advancing the ball.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They'll look to throw here.
That's caught left side to tight end Pitts.
Touchdown, Falcons!
Kyle Pitts.
His first touchdown of the new season.
And the Falcons are back within a score.
As a general rule, quarterbacks don't want to lock in on a receiver before the ball is snapped. But in this case, based on the matchup he thought he was going to get, it was favorable for his tight end. He locked in on him early and found him for a touchdown.
They'll try to run it here. And he'll get in for the 2 points. So that'll cut the deficit down to just a field goal.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Austin elects to bring this out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that that momentum stays in your camp.
And he's over midfield and into Falcon territory. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
That was a good run, and it got to the 2nd level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle. And oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
4 yards the pickup, first down. On play action, Locke. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
A good action to this point in the 3rd quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10. Up the middle, here's Walker.
And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line.
74 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
I'll tell you what, this defense hasn't played its best, but they're still right in this football game. And if they keep making plays just like that, they're going to give their offense a chance.
They'll go for it. It's Locke. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Seahawks go for it but can't convert. And the Falcons' defense stands tall. They'll get the football back. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. It doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They'll drop to throw.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. Now it's Lockett. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
They've got some stuff to build on from that last drive because they moved the football, CD, and then they tried to go for it on 4th down, didn't convert, probably left a bitter taste in their mouths.
I would say so, and I think that they go out in this series determined for that not to happen again. In fact, they don't even want to get to a 4th down opportunity. They just want to make sure they get it done within the parameters that they've set for themselves. Run their offense, get it into the end zone. Yeah, I think a little bit of determination and a dash of anger.
Final minute now of the 3rd quarter. From the 36, Locke. This one goes underneath to Walker. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
They certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another 1st down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
On 1st down, Locke. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Grady Jarrett making his presence felt. He gets the sack. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Throwing now is Locke. Completes it to Austin. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it'll be a 3rd and about 13.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders. Hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
And this offense on 3rd down today, a pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Now Locke. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
Picked up by Richie Grant.
Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, Oftentimes, interceptions result.
He'll get it inside the 20. Touchdown! Kyle Pitts.
His second touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Falcons have moved out in front here in the fourth quarter. Koo for the extra point.
And that will make this a 4-point game.
Makes the score Falcons 25, Seahawks 21. Young way through the point line.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Fields it right around the goal line. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as these guys will go to work at the 21-yard line.
Take over first and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
The pressure is on now. They're being shut out here in the second half after a decent first half offensively. But they need their best drive of the game right here. 87 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
From the 34 now, here's first and 10.
First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Back to Walker on first down.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
Maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like even if he had opted to keep that, I don't think there was going to be much to gain.
Seemed like it was perfectly defense. And know what they say? Those guys on the other side, they get paid too.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, second and 10.
Again, it's Walker.
And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. That'll be a pickup of 4 as they work with his 4-point fourth quarter lead.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
So third down, and the Falcons going with a dime, 6 defensive backs. They look to throw. It's Locke. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett.
And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
At the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back down and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Now a play fake, and here's Locke. He lets it fly for Lockett.
And, oh, that would get a wide-up incomplete. Nearly an interception in the end zone. Probably should have been. Third down coming up. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
9 yards that time. Working the sideline there. Good route, good catch. First down, and he gets out of bounds.
Yeah, you have to like the play calling because you have to run some guys down the middle of the field to draw some of the defenders away. They can't just let them guard the sideline exclusively. That's how it's going to work. Sidelines and then completions to use the clock.
Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Sticking with Walker on second down. And again, he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a third down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Well, this drive, they're a perfect 2 of 2 on third down conversions, but they need a full 10 yards here. To throw it is Locke. He gets it to his running back, Rashad Penny. And they'll get him down at the 34, and he's going to be short of the first by a few yards. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a fourth down. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. Like they got someone to jump there. And if that's the case, this will be a first down. So 1st and 10 after a big mistake on 4th down with a penalty. Block now to throw. Setting up the screen here. This is Walker. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. 23 yards, the final tally.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. Here's Walker. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Lock to throw. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Will Dissly from 6 yards away. And the Seahawks answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a fourth quarter lead. Extra point up and through by Myers. So it's now a 3-point game here in the closing stages as a field goal now can only tie it. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Bird to return from his end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
At their own 16-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Ritter on target to Pitts for a Falcon first down.
Well, they got the yardage they needed there, picked up the first down, got out of bounds. How about the urgency that they have, as well as they understand where they are on the field?
Back to throw. Able to find Patterson. And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
He'll look to throw. He completes it to Ridley. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go in the game.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there, because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Throw out right, taken in by Patterson.
And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
Did he just clock that? Looked like he tried to stop the clock, but the clock wasn't even moving. A field goal try would be almost 50 yards from this spot, so what can they do to get closer now on third down? He's back to throw. Flushed out right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. Smart play to get rid of it there, but now it's fourth down. Your margin for error pretty much out the window.
That means you have to come up with a big-time throw here and a completion in order to keep this 2-minute drive going.
And his kick is good. And they will tie this game here in the final seconds. So a money kick there in the final seconds, and now, barring any hijinks on the kickoff here, partner, I think you and I, we're going to settle in for a little overtime.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. This has been a dogfight all through regulation. No reason to think it won't continue in the extra period.
Austin elects to bring this out of the end zone.
And he's going to get this across the 20 as he's out of bounds at the 23. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So it's the Seahawks who are going to get the first crack at things. They'll possess it to start things off here in overtime. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
All set up for him right now, Charles. Opening possession of overtime. They've got the football. They also obviously have this home crowd behind them in a big way.
They get that extra energy from them, but they've got to be careful not to let that adrenaline get away from them and play too fast or create errors of their own making. Use that energy, embrace it, but make sure they channel it the right way. They've got a chance to go downfield, score a touchdown, and end this game.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. First throw of overtime for Locke. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a third down.
Partner, when you see a screen pass and the defensive tackle ends up making the play, you know that one wasn't sold well at all, because he should be upfield by the time you throw the pass. If not, you end up with big trouble, as we just saw right there.
Locke going to throw.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Now here's Michael Dixon on for a very important punt here in overtime. Taking it about the 36. A very good return that time. 18 yards. The Falcons are set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. Now a first throw here in overtime. This one into the hands of Pitts. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. It's a gain of 34. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Patterson, he'll try it up the middle.
And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard. I don't want to overhype it, but this is a big early season game, especially an overtime win. That could give you a big boost going forward in the season.
It certainly can, and I don't think you're overhyping it because cliches go out the window when you start to play overtime. And you're right, the winner of this game now, that's an extra boost moving forward. And it actually is an extra hurt for the team that loses because normally you shake it off. But in this situation, it lingers a little bit longer.
Once more, they turn to Patterson. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
74 yards rushing for him now as he is just trying to will his guys to an overtime victory.
And I know you with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily.
And he is in for the score. And it is absolute stunned silence here as they win it on the road in overtime.
So a win here for the Falcons. And the man leading the charge was their quarterback, Charles. That's Desmond Ridder.
Yeah, he was just on target all afternoon with 3 touchdowns.